Sorry for this delay, a little bit of technical, logistical issue which we had to sort out. Is that fine? Yeah?
Sustainability reporting.
I hope you will ensure that change has put up.
And there should be result.
Let's not forget that fact.
Good evening to all of you. I'd like to start off by thanking Dr. Joshi and Dr. Ramakrishna for inviting me to come and address all of you, and thinking that whatever we do in ITC is worthwhile sharing with you all here. This is what I would be talking about, our experience with sustainability reporting, and not the process so much of reporting as much as how sustainability reporting has enabled us to improve performance. That would be the main focus of my talk with you this evening. The presentation would basically start off by sharing with you what the ITC world is, what we are, what we do, the kind of operations we have, the national context within which we operate, the sustainability and business strategies which have evolved as an interaction of our organization and the national context which we operate in, some thoughts on why we report, where we are now and the way ahead. The world of ITC, we are actually in a multitude of business, which is the fast moving consumer goods is one section. We have the luxury hotels division. We have the paper and packaging business, we have the apparels business, we have IT, we also have several initiatives on the rural front, which is our agro business division. We, as a business, we have a net turnover of around $6 billion. We have a market capitalization of around 21 billion, and as a group, we employ around 26,000 people. And taken together, around 5 million people are deriving their livelihoods from ITC. This is what I said, the businesses that we are in, please. The FMCG is what we call the fast moving consumer goods. Like I said, cigarettes, foods, lifestyle and apparel, personal care, education and stationery items, safety matches and incense sticks. Yeah. The lifestyle apparel, again as part of FMCG, two significant brands that we have are John Players and Will's Lifestyle. This is, we also do the India Fashion Week, which is a pretty big event in the fashion world. The personal care business, which is a business which we started off very recently, it's around 4 years old, but we are very, very happy with the progress that it has made. The education and stationery segment, yeah, the lifestyle incenses and safety matches that I talked about. Our hotels, these are some of views of some of the properties which we operate. Our paperboard and packaging business, we are actually in terms of installed capacity, the largest player in the Indian market. And we do packaging solutions for most FMCG brands in the country, liquor, mobile phones, all the packaging solutions are by and large being done by us. Agribusiness again is a very significant part of our operations. Yeah. Information technology too. Okay, but when we say this is the kind of businesses and these are the kind of scales that we operate in, a core belief that we have is that businesses cannot succeed in societies that do not work. And when we look at, please. some of the challenges as a country that we operate in. If you look at the population of the country, and if you define poverty levels as a minimum income of $1 per day, you are talking about 24% of the population being below the poverty line. And if you increase that to $2 per day, that is not even 100 rupees per day, that is around 3,000 rupees per month, we are talking about a population of 76% being below the poverty line. And these are facts within which it's not only ITC but anybody who wishes to be a part of Indian society, which you have to contend with. Because these kind of disparity in income results in tremendous social pressures. It causes a lot of the fissures that we see in our everyday life, whether you talk about the Naxalite movement that is going on. These are all manifestations of disparity that we have in our country. And we feel that it's not only the government's or the somebody else's responsibility, but if we want to be part of this society and succeed, we also have a role to play in this. That is our core belief. Please. Some of the stark figures. When you're talking about 17% of the world's population in our country, we are talking about only 2.4% of the entire world landmass is what India has. We are talking about 4% of the net water resources. And when we talk about 4% of global freshwater resources, we are not talking anything about quality. This is only quantity. And if you factor in quality of water also, the picture is very, very stark. And the distribution of water in this country is very poor. The fact being that we are a country which is entirely dependent on the monsoons for its water. And this monsoon rainfall comes typically in a period of around 6 or 7 weeks in the entire year, when the water has to be stored and utilized for the entire year. So this is an important factor, and it's only 1% of the global forest cover that India possesses. To this, all these pressures that we have of limited natural resources is the threat, distinct threat that we see, which is being impending threat of brought about by climate change. I would like to share a very favorite quotation of mine. It is by Sir William Petty, way back in 1899, when he said that labor is the father and nature the mother of all wealth. He said it then, and I still think that it's even more true today. That these are the two things that we really work with. When we talk about creating wealth, we talk about creating prosperity. We are still talking about these two prime issues that we are working with, labor and what nature gives us. To this, now in modern economists have added a third aspect, which is the assets which an organization or an individual builds up. So when you are talking about creating wealth and creating value, you basically work with three items: labor, nature, and whatever assets that you build up. So this is what I was saying, that from where value is created: labor, natural resources, and assets. And assets could be in the shape of buildings, it could be in the shape of machinery, it could be in the shape of intellectual capital that you have. But these are the three elements that anybody who's creating value and creating wealth, these are the three items he works with. There was a time when labor was cheap and abundant, and labor was not an issue. I mean, it was more a question of people getting jobs than you getting people. But today we in industry definitely know that getting good quality people is not easy. I mean, there is a real stiff competition for good quality people. From nature, water, whether you talk about minerals, even clean air was never an issue. But today, if suppose we are setting up a new hotel, a significant portion of investments have to go into cleaning the air which comes into the property. Because the air, it will have issues about pollution. There is suspended particulate matter in the air which needs to be scrubbed. There are issues about odor which needs to be removed, and all that can only be done with significant investments. So nature and labor are critical parts when you're talking about a competitive environment and you're trying to create value. So, though there are different definitions and enough of them about what is sustainability mean for an organization, we think that it is basically the ability of an organization to survive successfully into the future. And in fact, for us in ITC, this is a very proud period of our life, because on 24th of this month, we would be celebrating 100 years of completion, which we are very proud about, and we would be hoping. And it is our distinct hope that this new path which we have chosen will allow us to do 100 more years at least. And while it is necessary to look at ways and means to survive, it is also necessary that you be adaptive. You are not stuck on the same way. You are amenable to change. You understand what the realities outside are. You are competitive. But all this, remembering that you are a distinctive and an integral part of society. You cannot say that you will continue to survive and be away from understanding what social requirements are.